Comedian Margaret Cho has been making audiences laugh for years with her live show.
They do cruises for women all over the world, and I went with them to Alaska because lesbians love whale watching.
Monogamy is so weird. Like when you know their name and stuff. We need to recognize that a government that would deny a gay man the right to bridal registry is a fascist state.
Am I gay? Am I straight? And I realized I'm just slutty.
She's launching a new national tour this fall, but between now and then, she's starring in Lifetime's Drop Dead Diva and cooking up a new series for the Food Network. Margaret Cho, glad to have you here.
Thank you.
So we saw a few of your bits, some racy, some poking fun, or at your Korean heritage.
Yes.
Will we expect a little bit more of that this time around?
I think so. I mean, I think it's just definitely what I do is really about my world, and as in sort of a child of immigrants and being a feminist, being a woman of color, being all these things, political progressive, and being part of the LGBT community and all these different identities, you know, it's like impossible to, I guess, not talk about that, you know, and that's sort of what I've always done as a comedian.
Speaking of which, you know, the president recently came out in support of gay marriage. Will that change anything that we see with your show?
I think it's great. No, I mean, I've always been a supporter of gay rights, and then also with the Obama administration particularly, I was like on the road with them, you know, for the campaign trail with Cal Penn, out, you know, getting voters, getting people aware of Barack Obama when he first kind of came on the scene. So it was a very great thing for him to actually step up for the gay and lesbian community, which he hasn't really done openly, and that's really tremendous. And I think, you know, I'm just all about making sure that I do whatever I can, that I can to get him elected again.
Absolutely. And when you're putting together one of your shows, how do you know if something is going to stick or will be a hit?
You never know. You know, sometimes you think like, oh, this is going to be really good, and sometimes you just toss things away and then they actually become very eternal. It's really about the approach to working, and I try to do stuff as much as I can. I mean, I work as an actor and also as like a musician and also as a writer and, you know, all these different jobs, but I love stand-up comedy the most, and so something that I'm really devoted to. But it's an art that's really mysterious as well. You can never really understand it fully.
You know, aside from comedy, you're starring in a Lifetime series about to premiere its 4th season, Drop Dead Diva. What do you like about being on that show?
I love that show because it really is about women and a decision that, you know, often women have this idea that we could either be beautiful or we could be smart. And this show actually talks about being all things. You don't have to choose, that you can be everything, and that you don't have to play a certain role that society has set out for you. And I think that's really powerful. And the show has great roles for women, which is why I think we're so successful in getting so many amazing guest stars. You know, we are so known for that. You know, this year we had Kim Kardashian and Serena Williams and Joan Rivers and Patty Duke, and it's just amazing, all the people who have come to be a part of our show.
What was it like working with Kim Kardashian?
I actually didn't see her. It was very intense. I never got on set when she was there. I didn't have any scenes with her, but we had such crazy security because the paparazzi are like all over her, and so they follow her around, and nobody usually comes to our set unless there is somebody like that. Like, like if there's like somebody that really is kind of like on the tabloids a lot, that's when the sort of paparazzi come and they show up and they encamp.
They swarm in, right?
But also fans too.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And you were just on 30 Rock.
Yes.
That was so fun.
Thank you.
How did that come about?
Well, I am old friends with the person who was the head writer for SNL when Tina Fey was on, and then so she knew me from that, and then she was thinking about this character and like who could play him the most convincingly. I think they were just looking for who looks like him, who really could do that, and I really do look like him, and unfortunately exactly like him, and so it was really an easy part to do, and it was a lot of fun. It's interesting to go and actually do that transformative, like bald cap and then the wig on top. It's really claustrophobic, and I have a lot of hair, so it's really weird to not have it, and then you have this, like I was playing Kim Jong Il and Kim Jong Un, so different fat suits and their clothes and stuff. It's a funny part, and it's a really funny show. So I'm excited to have been on it, and I'd love to do more. Although he's dead.
Keeping him alive. That's what you're doing.
The son is still alive.
Yeah.
So I mean, the son is just starting. So I think that might be a good place to sort of like revisit that family.
Did you have free reign over your character?
Well, pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's like they knew that I could sound like as much like him as possible, because we don't actually know what they sound like. Their true images are really so tightly controlled that we don't have like real footage of them talking or just hanging around. So I had to build a lot of it in my own psyche.
North Korea, everything's sunny all the time, always good time, beach party.
But it shows you how controlling that like government is, and how much it's really about kind of showing that persona in the way they want you to see it.
Yeah, that's the part that's really interesting too.
Yeah.
You also have a cooking show coming up, which is very cool.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, it's a show. It's called Blind Dinner Party. It's for the Food Network, and it's about like 8 people getting together and having really differing opinions, and then sitting down to dinner together, and they all make a dish that represents themselves. And so it's really interesting. It's like a social experiment, but it's so fascinating to see people who would never meet and never talk and really openly condemn anybody else with those views. Like they really like have to come together and spend a lot of time together, and we found that people are really similar and different. I was really surprised and blown away by the way that people were with each other, and I think it's a really great show, so I'm excited about seeing it.
When will it premiere?
I'm not sure, so we're trying to work that out.
Well, we'll see. You have a lot going on. How do you know what is right for you and what projects to choose?
I just like to do all the things that really resound with me emotionally, and things that are easy to write and perform, and I just decide on things by how they make my heart feel, and then that's how I can tell it's the right thing.
And Dancing with the Stars.
I loved it. I would love to go back and do the All-Stars. They're doing a big season, I think next season, where they're having people who have been on the show in the past, and they're giving them another chance to do it. And I'm really hoping like, I want to do it. But of course they vote on them now, so you have to like sort of openly campaign to do it. But I would love to. I had a really insane time when I was on it last, and I loved it, but also, I didn't get to go very far. And so I think like this time, if I get to do it, I'd really love to just take the whole thing.
Well, good. We'll hope to see you on there.
Yes, that'd be great.
Well, thanks, Margaret Cho. Thanks for coming by. And for
Thank
this and all things entertainment, stay with CBSNews.com.